Hello, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com. I'm playing World of Tanks, and I would like to talk to you about personal reserves. I'm going to show you a little trick that you can use, for example, to get more benefit out of these personal reserves. Right now you can see I have additional free experience per battle on both of my personal reserves. And additional free experience is this that's up here. I have 7,285. I'm going to show you on a report. I'm going to show you how you can get more and how you get less. Like if you look at this tank, this is the BT2. This is a tier 2 tank. You can see I played a game. I did reasonably well. I got 250 experience and I got 4 personal reserve bonus. 4 experience. But I'm going to show you another game with a tier 9 tank, which is right here. And we're going to compare the two. This is a tier 9 tank. In this game, I got 936 experience. I got number 2 for damage, number 1 for experience, 936. I got 14 on the personal reserve bonus. So let's compare the two. The STI, which is my tier 9 tank, I got 14 personal reserve bonus, which is, I guess, an additional 20% free experience. And with the BT2, I only got 4. I hope you can see the cursor. Some of these video recording programs don't show the cursor. Now you'll notice that 14 is much larger than 4. And if you use the 50% bonus, it would have been 30 something. And this would have been 10. Now, what is the whole point I'm trying to make? When you use personal reserves, and it says something such as additional free experience, this is based on your total experience. Use the tanks where you get more experience points when you use your personal reserves. This one, I only get 250. I don't think I will ever get 950. Look at what the number 1 guy got, 671, compared to my 936. In fact, the number 1 guy who got 671, he would have been ranked at the halfway point. But he would have been in the bottom half in a tier 9 game. But in a tier 2 game, he was at the top. So it's very difficult with the BT2, which is a tier 2 tank, to get a lot of experience. Very easy with a tier 9 tank like the STI. So I get more experience with the tier 9 tank. I get more free experience with the tier 9 tank. And when I use my personal reserve bonus for additional free experience, 20% free experience per battle, I get more when I use my higher tier tank. Over here it says 14, and over here you only get 4. There's been no other change. Let's look at some of my other tanks. This one, I only got 1 free experience bonus. This was a tier 2 tank, the Cruiser Mark III. Let's check another game. This is also the Cruiser Mark III. Let's see how he did. He got only 3 free experience with 273 as the basis. We'll check another tank. Let's see. Okay, we can't get the IS-2. It was too long ago. The S-51. This is a tier 7 artillery unit. I got 360. Compared to this game, which was 250. So I got 50% more with the S-51 tier 7. I only got 6 for the personal reserve bonus here. Over here I got 4. So I got a greater personal reserve bonus with all of my higher tier tanks. So you go to your service record and you click on vehicles and you click average experience per battle. Let's go down to the bottom, and you can see that tanks such as my T-18, the M2, the T-1, the K-knee, I don't get a good amount of average experience. And maybe I didn't play a lot of games in them either. But look at the Renault FT. I played 122 games. My average experience was 135. You don't want to play this tank when you're using the personal reserves for a free experience boost. You want to play your top tier tanks. My Black Prince, my average experience is 996. My IS-8, which is a tier 9, 814. The STI is 693. This is the game, the STI is the tank where I got 950 something and I had the 14 on the free experience bonus from the personal reserves. If I had played the Black Prince, I probably would have gotten 20 on the free experience bonus, because the Black Prince I get more average experience per battle. So, in summation, when you use your personal reserves, pay attention to what the bonus is. And if it's something that you get more of from a higher tier tank, then play your higher tier tank. If a lower tier tank has an advantage, play the lower tier tank. I'm going to give you examples of where you're going to get the advantages. You get more experience with higher tier tanks. You do more damage with higher tier tanks. You receive more damage with higher tier tanks. Damage caused with your assistance will be greater with higher tier tanks. Your maximum experience will be higher with higher tier tanks. Victories could be any tier. Any tier could give you... Let's look at T150. Is a tier 6. I got a lot of victories. My M5 Stuart, which is a tier 4, I got a lot of victories. My tier 8, tier 6, tier 4. So if it's based on victory percentage, which the personal reserves probably won't be. But let's say it's based on spotting. Spotting, I won't be able to sort by spotting, but I do know that something like my AMX50B is going to get me a lot more spotting damage. T69, look at my enemy vehicle spotted, is 2. Let's check the low is only 1. So if the personal reserves is spotting related, you're probably going to want a light tank, like a T71, 3.78. If the personal reserves has something to do with spotting, find a fast tank that is small and hides really well, that gives you a good amount of spotting. And look at the damage caused with your assistance, how high it is. Even though it's a lower tier tank, it goes into high tier games. And that's damage caused to other tanks. So anything to do with quantity of damage, experience, etc., play your high tier tanks. Anything to do with spotting or damage caused with your assistance, try light tanks and also high tier light tanks. Anything that has to do with kills is a different story. With kills, you want to play something that you have... okay, so it doesn't show here how many tanks... Okay, enemy vehicles destroyed says 0.19. Let's check my T69, 0.58. You want to pick... I know if I look at like AMX 5100, 0.8, that's a bit higher. My 1390 is going to be small because I hide a lot with that tank. IS-6 is 0.63. T29, I killed a lot of tanks, 0.73. Let's see the Black Prince, 1.4. You know, find if the personal reserves is kill related, find the tank that you have that has the best gun. If it has to do with hits, you see over here it says 61%. But let's say it's the personal reserves is related to how many tanks you hit. You want to get something like a T69, which has an autoloader on it. The T69, the AMX 5100, the AMX 1390, the T71, these are all autoloaders. They hit more tanks. So read your personal reserves. If you have any questions about what to use, right now they're all based on free experience so far. So if you have the one for free experience, play your highest tier tanks. Use your vehicle list to see which tanks have the highest average experience per battle, and update it once in a while, because as you can see, my Black Prince, I only played 10 games. Look at this Panzer 2G, I played... It's a tier 3 tank. I played 1 game, and look at how high the experience is. And I played 1 game, got incredible experience. I didn't even get the high mastery badge. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, please post below. Thank you.